Hi everybody, thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. Diving right in today with a Kelly Blue book that I've torn some pages out of, a Nathalie Kalbach stencil, a Balzer Designs stencil, and a pre-painted scrap. This is a quick project because there are not a lot of layers. Just going to get these lovely ivory pages down. This is an old book, a lot of old 1980 cars listed in this. But I like the ivory color. I like the way it sits on the nice white background. Get that exactly as I want it. Here is my messy handwriting from Balzer Designs. I just got it a couple days ago. I'm going to use some brilliant light green. And I'm going to go over the whole thing. I want to cover the entire background, but this is quite a translucent paint, so some of it will still peek through. I'll still see some of that great writing. And I'm going to go right out to the edges on this. And then I'm going to grab a piece of white paper and just quickly pull a print from the back that I can use in another project down the road. Look at that. That's just a nice effect on there. Now I've got my pre-painted bit of music with some turquoise stenciling on it. But before I do that, I want to use these two bits of foam up in the corner. I thought about using the simplicity pattern instead and stamping on it, but I didn't like it. So the blue circle is a bit of fun noodle and the other piece is pipe insulation. And they were just odds and ends. And I thought, wow, they've got some great texture to them. Let's see how they work. Now I'm going to use deep magenta and white for the paints. And I'll show you the way the paint looks on this. I'll just butter this up using a sponge. All those little air pockets end up giving you a nice lacy print. And I never have to wash these. That's what's especially nice. Now on a gel plate, these would be fabulous. You'd get so much detail. Now using the pipe insulation, I'm going to keep it curled in on itself so that I get a little bit of a spiral going. You can pop it out and make a circle if you want. Let me show you what that looks like. Just a nice organic shape. So let's get my scrap of music glued down. And I'm not going to brayer it in place. I'm just going to rub it down because if I brayer it, I'm afraid I will transfer some of that wet green paint. So I've got my endless mini scrolls, which was another Crafter's Workshop stencil. And I'm going to use some of the last of my bright yellow because I want a nice pop of like lemon against this lime green. Just a nice summery feel to this. Now this is a very loose stencil, so you can still see the background through it. That's just the nature of the way these two work together. Just add a little bit to the corners here. And now I want to add some flowers to the corners. And I think what I'm going to do is my daisies in a light purple. And I apologize that I slid the journal page down. but I slide it back up so that you will get to see the full effect. It's just these two corners that I had it sitting too low. Now this stencil I got at AC Moore, and I do not know whether it's from Plaid or one of their store brands, and nothing is written on it. Now I'm going to put a pop of black in using a geometric design stencil that I also got, I think at AC Moore years ago. It's probably a crafter's workshop, but I can't be positive. The stencil is great because of the varying shapes, and using a makeup sponge is perfect because I can go right into the little tiniest spots, and it also fades out. A makeup sponge is great for this. You get a nice variation of really dark and really light. There, now you can see it all. Got a nice pop of color. Move things around. And the next thing that I want to do is use my Nathalie Kalbach medallion stencil. This is a fabulous little 4x4 stencil. I'm going to use black again because I want this to be very, very bold. And the final touch is my Searching for Magic, which I'm just going to figure out my placement on, get it put down. I'm going to then go around it with an art crayon in a lavender, and then an orange colored pencil. You can use a marker, a crayon, it's up to you. Normally I would wait for the paint to dry, but I want to get this done. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you'll all make something great today. Thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.